ask you your name, your date of birth, and where you were born.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now.
Yeah. And if you want to stop me at any time, just say, can we stop? If you don't want to answer something, just tell me, can we go into something else? I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
Because once it's on here, I don't want to take it off. We don't edit it.
Okay.
So go ahead, and this is just not what I just thought.
Okay.
Okay.
My name is Aracelis Ojeda Selina. My date of birth is July 30th, 1990, and I was born in Tamaulipas, Mexico. I originally, I came as a 4-year-old. I crossed the border between Mexico and the U.S. as a child, and I have vivid memories of those times.
So what do you mean you crossed the border?
Yeah, I crossed the border with my
In
parents.
an airplane?
No.
So you mean you walked across it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was not legal?
No, it was not.
Okay.
It was back.
With your parents?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you have vivid memories?
I do.
So what do you mean?
I remember walking very far distance in a very confused mindset as a child. I didn't know what was going on, and I just knew that I was following my parents to who knows where we were going. I didn't know anything, and it was a night out, and I just remember desert-like environment, and also remember feeling very, very tired, and my feet were hurting to the point where I would tell my parents, like, I remember I told them very clearly, I said, Mom, I feel like I have ants, or I feel like ants are biting my feet, but honestly they were sores from all the walking. And then from then I don't remember anything else. That must be something, that must have traumatized me or something, because that's what I remember the most. Then from then, we came.
Did you have brothers and sisters? Or?
Yes, at the time.
Did they come? And did they come?
Yeah, they did.
Tell me your brothers and sisters' names.
My sister's name is Sonia Zuniga, and my other sister is Annabelle. But only Sonia came with me. The other one was born later, as in Texas. So then.
So it was you, your parents, and Sonia.
Yes,
Okay.
it was us. And then we originally lived in Texas for a few years. And
what part of Texas?
Let me see. I think it was called Weslaco, Texas. And then we lived there for a couple years.
Did you know anybody there? Or?
My parents probably knew some people. I don't think they were family, but they were familiar with people there.
Okay.
They lived there for a couple of years. Then.
Did you find an apartment right away, or?
I was really small. I don't remember.
Okay.
That was when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
I just know we lived there for a bit. I know I went to school there for a little bit. I think preschool, and I remember though a little bit, like it's bits and pieces of me living in Texas, but not much.
Okay.
Then my parents must have gotten word from someone that there was a lot of jobs or a lot of work here in Michigan.
What kind of work were they looking for?
They were looking for.
And what did they do any work in Texas?
Yes, they did. Probably like working out in the fields. My dad.
Oh, they worked in the field? Okay.
My dad worked, and my mom, I believe, stayed with me and my sister at home. And then, so he probably heard from someone there that there was good opportunity here in Michigan, and it was kind of like in their mind, it was going to be like a seasonal thing, migrant type of job where they were going to go.
So they were not going to plan to stay?
No, they
were
weren't.
just going to come work and then go back to Texas? Or Mexico?
They were going to go back to Texas, not Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, so we all came here to Michigan, and they started working at like the fields.
Do you know what part of Michigan? Or?
Grant, Michigan.
Oh, Grant, Michigan.
Yeah, we lived in the migrant housing area there.
Okay.
That's where we.
So they got migrant housing there?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
We lived there for.
So you didn't work for one farmer? It was a big 2 or 3 farms, or a big farm?
It was probably a big farm because if they
because
provided.
There was other housing.
Yeah, There was
Okay.
other housing. So I don't remember much. I must have been 5 or something. I probably went to school there, maybe kindergarten and Grant.
So I just want to mention one thing before we go further. So that we're interviewing you not because you're a senior citizen, but because you're working at the is this called Latin American Services?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do here?
Right here, I help a big, wide scope of people. It's not just seniors. I focus on seniors,
Okay.
Latin American seniors, but I also help. I'm involved in the migrant program here too.
Okay.
I help
There's a migrant program?
migrant families.
What do they do? What does that
We have funds, emergency funds. So if they are in need of, diapers, clothes, emergency food, we take them out to go shop for that stuff. If they are in need of tires for their car to move around, we help them with that.
so how do they get referred?
Well, there is a monthly migrant resource council, and at those meetings, all the people that help, with the migrant programs, they discuss their own agency and what they do. So I go and I talk to them about what we do, the funds that we have. I give them my information, and then they can refer their clients to me. And
Okay.
yeah, that way, that's how we connect. And so that's
And
one.
Your migrants come from what area? Grant or other places like that? Or?
Well, we're going to focus mainly on Kent County, but
On
Kent
Kent
County
County.
does spread a little wide out there.
Okay.
So yeah, mainly.
And so they come for tires and food too, or
Food.
what else do they come for?
Like I said, for the babies, like diapers, emergency stuff
The
like that.
babies? Okay.
Yeah, so that's one area where I assist, and then I do a lot of interpretation and translation here, because a lot of times people come here trying to find resources for something, and they are referred from DHS down here, and then there's no one that can assist them. When they're here, there's lots of confusion with, because there's no Spanish-speaking receptionists, so they call me a lot, and then I help them with, interpretation, so they won't, so they can, get their point across and see what's.
And you graduated from Grand Valley too, or
I graduated from Grand Valley State in
what kind of degree?
Sociology,
Sociology?
and I graduated in 2012.
Okay.
So that was a big accomplishment, because my parents brought my sisters and I here because, for the better, for a better future for us. So I feel like that was a goal I accomplished, but that was a goal that they probably felt they accomplished when I graduated college.
Okay.
Because graduating high school was already a big deal because there was no history of that in my family. I was the first one.
Of going to high school?
Of graduating high school.
Okay, we're going backwards, but what high school did you go to?
I went to Central High School.
Central High School
Here in Grand Rapids.
And I'm not that familiar, I didn't grow up there. So where is Central High School located in terms?
It's it's downtown,
What's
on the
downtown?
street, Fountain Street. I don't, by Michigan Street. So I don't know if you're familiar with that
But
side
Fountain
of
had
town.
that area around there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you came from Texas, and basically you knew somebody, they knew somebody here, somebody had referred, said that there was a lot of jobs, and so they just got on the bus and came?
Yeah, it was, my dad drove us here.
Okay.
He had his own car. So they thought they were going to be here temporarily, but it turned out
And
it
you
was
were how old
permanent.
then?
Probably like 5.
5, okay, so you don't remember the trip
Not at all.
at all, okay?
I just
So-
remember being here.
So you got here, you lived in the migrant farm. How long did you work? And how long did you live in the migrant farm?
Probably not too long, maybe a couple of years, 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Because then they decided to move here to Grand Rapids. I don't know what led them to that decision. Maybe because my aunt moved here, and they probably wanted to live closer to family. So.
So can you describe the migrant house that you lived in?
Mhm.
What was it? Was it just one house or?
Yeah, it was one house.
Okay, and how many rooms?
I remember only one room.
One room?
It was like a bunk bed type of thing.
A bunk bed and just one room?
Yeah, just one room.
Okay, and made out of cement or wood or?
I think it was made out of wood, and then the floor was like a cement type
Like
of
cement on the floor?
thing. Yeah.
But was it neat, clean? I'm sure it was clean, but I'm saying, was it comfortable or how was it?
It was comfortable, but not as big as I think it should have been for the family, our family.
Because there were 4 of you.
Yeah, so it
Okay.
should have been a bigger living area, I guess, for our family.
Okay. And you had TV, radio, all that stuff?
I don't know if we had a TV. I don't remember that.
You don't remember TV?
I don't remember a TV. So
Probably a radio or something?
maybe, yeah.
The neighbors?
Yeah, we there was a babysitter there that would take care of us, so I remember that.
Okay. So you played, but you were able, you were 5, you could play outside with the other kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how was that? I mean,
it was, I didn't feel like it was bad at all.
you didn't feel it was bad? It was
Yeah,
okay?
it was all right.
And you got neighbors, you don't have to worry about food because everybody feeds each other.
Yeah, we had our babysitter there. My parents, when they had to go to work, we would stay there. So.
Was the babysitter an adult or a teenager or somebody?
An adult.
An adult. So why didn't they work in the field?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was an older woman, maybe.
An older woman.
Yeah, maybe she wasn't. Maybe it was too much for her to work out in the fields.
Right.
But she was able to take care of us.
But what do they pick there? I mean, what do they do?
Carrots.
Carrots.
I remember carrots.
I worked in a carrot factory for about 2 weeks.
Oh.
In Grant.
2 weeks.
In Grant, so it was connected to that.
Oh, yes,
So, yeah.
It must be that.
Yeah, when I first came here, I went with some people there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I actually worked in Grant. That's not part of the history I like to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I mean, it's a good experience for me. But because my father was a migrant worker.
Oh, was he?
Yes, but he went to Boston.
Okay.
From Puerto Rico to Boston. Okay, so.
Talking about migrant working,
Okay.
well, they did the carrots, and then there was a season where they would also work in the blueberry fields.
Blueberry, yeah.
And I was a little older, so I was able to go. Well, they told me that I had to go because they wanted for me to learn, I guess, how it is.
The parents told you to go?
I was already about.
And they wanted some help too.
They wanted help.
The crates.
I was probably like 10 years old.
So you were picking berries?
Yeah, I
and
did.
how was that?
I didn't like it at all. It was very, very tiring. The sun was so hot. In the morning, the bushes were watered, or irrigated, so they were in the morning it was pretty cold. Plus the water on the berries and stuff, and you're picking them, your hands would end up very wet, and then we had to wear long sleeve shirts. So I hated the feeling of having wet sleeves. And then
But was it raining or just
no,
moist?
it was wet because of I guess they watered the whole area there.
Okay.
So I hated that feeling, and then the mosquitoes buzzing in the ears. Hated that. And but once it got to the point where it was hot, then it was just nasty feeling. It was just too hot, and it was very tiring, very dirty. We had
Your sister was there too? Now, is your sister older? I didn't ask you.
No, she. Well, I did mention she is 2 years younger than me.
2 years
So.
younger. But she worked there too?
Yes, not as much as I did, I don't think. Probably because she was younger. So
are you on is it a field or are you up on it? It's not a tree, the blueberries. How do the blueberries grow?
It's a little tree. It's
A
like
little
about
tree.
this,
Oh, it's not that
this
tall.
big. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to climb a ladder for like the apple.
No, not at all. It was. I guess it was a good fit for us because we were little and we didn't have to bend down because sometimes they were really short. Those were hard because you had to bend down and pick.
Okay.
And
so not too many breaks. Just this. Just
well,
straight
no.
through?
And I remember I enjoyed the breaks.
Okay.
I enjoyed the breaks very much because my mom would pack us our lunch, and it was our favorite food all the time.
Which was what?
Like flour tortillas with.
Flour tortillas. But anything in them? Just
Yeah,
tortillas?
flour tortillas. They were tacos.
Tacos.
The tortillas de harina, flour tortillas. Probably inside would be like potatoes and mixture with, green peppers, onions, and stuff like that. And she used that because she said with those tortillas they would preserve them better, the flour tortillas, throughout the day. And they didn't have, like a microwave or something there, so you can prepare the food. So, and that type of food was good to take because you didn't feel like you had to heat it up.
Heat it up that much.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of wrapped it in plastic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fields were right there. You didn't have to travel to it. And they had their own trucks.
Yes, they had their own trucks. By the time we did the blueberry picking, we lived here in the city.
Okay.
So my parents would drive out to the field. So it was a distance, maybe a 45-minute drive to go out there.
To Grant.
Mm-hmm.
It was always in Grant?
It was, I don't think for the blueberries it was in Grant. That was more like toward the Allendale area.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we did. And I also did not like the porta potty bathrooms. The portable bathrooms they didn't have.
Outside the outhouses. So you had outhouses.
Well, that wasn't in the housing. That was when in the fields.
In the field they had.
That's what they had. I didn't like that at all. But that did teach me that I didn't want to. That's not the kind of work I wanted to do. As I grew up, I wanted to do something else.
So that made your mind up.
Very much.
What you're saying, they teach you, but it made your mind up that that's not what you wanted to do.
Yes.
But didn't you enjoy working alongside your parents?
I did, but I was a child, so I didn't want to be working.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wanted to be somewhere else playing.
Again, how old were you?
10.
10, and you're working in the field at that time.
Yes, I didn't want to be out there working.
Now, the parents, and you don't have to answer, you said they came from Tamaulipas? Tamaulipas, Mexico, and they went to Texas, and they crossed the border, so that means that they didn't have papers at that time. They were not legal? Okay, and you weren't either because you were already born when you came.
We eventually.
You eventually straightened out.
Our
okay.
Legal situation.
So they came with the intention to stay.
Yeah.
Basically, at least in Texas.
Right.
Okay. So what was my question? I lost my train of thought. I'm just.
It was.
So that was just correct. That was straightened up because you were able to go to school and because I'm thinking about this dream child.
Oh yeah, that
type of thing because of the school. So you didn't have that problem.
No, I didn't have that problem. At the age of 11, I was a legal permanent resident.
Okay.
So
At the
where
age of 11.
I got my green card at the age of 11.
Okay.
And
that's what they gave you a green card because I don't know. Can you explain what that is? Or?
Yeah, it's those. It says U.S. It's like an alien registration. It says that on the top.
That's a heck of a name, alien.
Yeah, U.S. permanent resident
right.
alien card or something like that. And it's it has your picture and the information of when you came to the U.S. and when it expires and stuff like that. But I'm not a resident anymore. I'm a citizen now.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I took the test and became a citizen,
Okay,
U.S. citizen.
Your parents are still residents?
They are residents, and my sister is a citizen now, too.
Okay. So how this immigration debate, like if you can, how do you feel what's going on and what is it that's going on? I mean, how do you feel about what's going on? especially we have people like Trump and
all that.
Yeah.
Let's
But I
see.
mean, has that impacted you at all, or?
Yes, it does. I mean, in the long run, I can relate a lot to those people. I mean, I was in their shoes once,
Right.
and there are still lots of people who don't agree with it. And I mean, it's a very contradicting topic, controversial. I mean, controversial topic, but I don't know. I feel like I was very happy when they passed the whole DACA thing for the students.
Which is the DACA? Can you explain
That is,
No,
I'm trying to remember what each word means, but I don't remember right now.
In general.
Yeah, in general, that is it's for students who were here, I think, before the age of 16 or something like that. That they
That's the Dream Child thing, right?
yeah.
It is. Okay,
The Dream
that's what you-
Act, I
The
believe.
Dream Act. the
Yeah.
Dream Act.
So
So you
they,
were happy when that passed?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't want to misinform. I don't want to, because I mean, I know a general thing of
Right.
it. I don't know in
And
depth.
I know nothing, so if you,
I don't know in
Understand.
depth of it because since
Okay.
I didn't have to, go through those
right.
things, I didn't really.
But if
Research
you
it
give
fully.
us an idea.
Yeah, so it kind of gives them the privilege. People like me who were brought here as a child without knowing, just cross the border illegally with your parents, doing that whole process with you, but you didn't have a say, kind of, so it wasn't kind of your fault. So the government gives them the opportunity to get an education, go to college without having to be, or have some type of legal document showing that you are legally here. Because before that wasn't even possible. You had to have some sort of, Social Security or some type of way of showing that you were legally here to go to college.
Right.
And I had a friend who wasn't legal, and she was very concerned by the time our senior year in high school. She was very concerned because she wanted to go to college, but that door was very it was just shut. Yeah, they couldn't go to college because if they did, it didn't even matter because that degree, if they did it, it wouldn't even count. It would
Okay.
just be there.
But you were able to just go through it.
Yes.
Through the high school Central.
Mhm.
All 4 years in Central.
Mhm.
How was that? How was high school there?
It was high school.
Were there more Mexicanas than Mexicanos?
There was majority of African American and Hispanics there.
Hispanic, okay.
Not many Caucasian people, and it was pretty good. It was the education level wasn't as good as I wish, I guess, and there was a lot of. Well, I remember one time there was a fight between the African Americans and the Hispanics, and that was very, very. No, it was negative. I feel like it was a negative aspect of, instead of us, joining together, we were separating,
Right.
and it was a pretty big fight. Like a lot of people were involved, and then
Any knives or anything like that?
no knives. It
Or
was just
what?
physical
Just
fight.
physical,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
In the school,
Mhm.
these are all students.
These are all students.
Okay.
I heard about it and everything, but I wasn't the kind of person to try to look for problems, so I didn't go and try to see what's going on. I just heard about it.
What year was this about?
Probably like in 2000 and, let's see, what was it, like 2006 or 2007,
Around
one
there.
of those years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was something that I remember because of.
Was it a gang or?
I don't think it was
just-
gang
just a
related.
race thing,
I think it was just a racial thing.
cultural thing.
But it was, other than that, I have really good memories of high school. Made a lot of friends, and we still keep in touch to this day. A lot of my friends.
So I mean, what you made a lot of friends. What kind of things did you do besides the school? Did you meet afterwards or?
Well, that's the thing, because I made really good close friends because there was a program called Trio Upward Bound. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's actually affiliated with Grand Valley as well.
Oh, is it? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would go and so it was like a summer program. Plus, during the year, they also had an after-school program. So they would help us with their homework and stuff. It was focused on kids who were low income, who their parents weren't able to graduate high school or college. So it was focused on helping them become college-bound students. So in the summer it was pretty cool because we were able to go to Grand Valley and we would stay there for 6 weeks.
Okay.
And we'd have classes there, and those classes would give us credit for in high school. So we would be like a year, so if I was like in 9th grade, that summer I would go to the Upper Bound Summer Program, and then I would take 10th grade classes, and they would give me credit for some 10th grade classes. So
it's still going on, this program?
Yeah, it's still going on. Mm-hmm.
And this is central?
Yes, it's central, but they focus on other schools too.
And they all go to Grand Valley and stay there?
Yeah, for 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then we did that.
Students
yeah.
They look younger.
That was us. Oh, and after that, and me completing the whole high school program there, I also became a tutor counselor for them.
Okay.
So instead of, from me being a student, I then became a counselor.
Counselor. Okay.
For the program. For 1 year I did it. And it was nice because I could relate a lot with them. So I was able to I feel like I could give them good advice and let them know, because it was a little stressful sometimes being away from home the full week, because we would go back home on weekends. And it was an intense program too.
Okay, in summer, so you were gone for the whole week and then go back home on the weekend?
Yep, yes.
Okay. And your parents were working, or what? What were they doing?
Yeah, they were working.
Were they still working in the fields, or?
No, at that time they had a job already at Calvin College. They did
Calvin College?
Yeah, they did more of the dish work.
Dish work, okay.
Type of stuff. I got a job there too at 16.
Okay.
So I worked there.
Okay.
Calvin. I worked there for 3 years, almost my whole high school career.
In the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the dish work, the cleaning.
Not that I haven't done any.
No, yeah, I did that. I did the cleaning of the tables and mopping, sweeping, that kind of stuff. I worked there for 3 years, and that's when I decided I wanted to become a tutor counselor for the Grand Valley program. So then that's why I finished working at Calvin and went to the Trio Upper Bound program.
So, okay, so is that why you got interested in sociology, or why did you get interested in sociology?
Yeah, because of my background, I wanted my focus mainly to be in helping people, vulnerable people, like minorities who sometimes don't know of resources where they can go and get help. And there are many people who just, need a lot but don't know where to go. I wanted to be there for, people like that.
Okay. We got about 5 minutes, but I don't think we've finished. We haven't even got started. But
wow, that was.
So you you got out of the farm. I shouldn't say you got out. I mean, you left voluntarily. So I mean, your parents made some money. You weren't making any money, right? Because you had to give that to your parents.
Yeah.
So there was no goals there. Just
nope.
Just doing work. Okay, but now you're in school, so you have some goals, right? You're feeling better.
Yes,
about school.
I feel better because that program that I was in, they were my guide. They were the ones to help me through, and my parents would always encourage me too that I should finish high school and go to college. but they didn't know how to exactly help me because they never went through that. So that program was the one that kind of helped me in that
So
aspect.
what happened to their brothers and sisters, your parents?
There's my aunts and
Are
uncles.
they both from the same town?
My aunts and uncles, you
Yeah.
mean? Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas.
Yeah, they.
Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas.
Okay.
Well, only a few have been able to come to the U.S. There's
Okay.
more in Mexico.
Do you go back and visit them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I lived with my parents, we went every year. But now that I'm married and I have
Oh,
my
so
own.
you did go over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're married, okay.
Yes, I'm married and
Do you have any children? Or?
I have 2 children.
Okay, what's your husband's name and your children?
Yeah, my husband's name is Antonio Ojeda, and my
Okay.
children's, my daughter's name is Angeli Ojeda, and my son is Antonio Ojeda.
Antonio Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does your husband do? What kind of work does he do?
He's working as a machine operator.
Okay.
He's, I think it's called Roscam Bakery. It's right now.
Bakery?
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne Bakery?
Yeah.
And, okay, I've seen that somewhere. I've seen the sign.
Yes,
somewhere.
it's like on 52nd Street and
That's on
Broadmoor.
52nd Broadmoor? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that's what I see, because I live near there.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He's doing that.
Has he been there for a while, or?
About 5 years.
Okay.
And I've been encouraging him to go to school, try
Okay.
to do something else, which I feel like, well, here I pushed him and he's enrolled, so hopefully he starts.
Okay, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
enrolled and he will be attending hopefully next month.
What school?
GRCC.
Oh, GRCC?
Mhm.
I went there.
Okay, yeah.
The first 2 years.
Yes.
So I mean, that's good, but I mean, it's still, he's working, he's not in the fields or anything.
No,
like that.
he, no.
Now, he was from here, he grew up here.
We went to high school together.
Okay, you met in high school?
Yeah, we were good friends in high school. But it wasn't until after high school that we were talking more.
Okay.
Yep.
So your sisters are still at home, or?
My
You had one in Mexico.
no sisters in Mexico.
They're all here.
My younger sister, she's 2 years younger than me. She's married too. And the one under her name is Annabelle. She is still with my parents. She's 20 years old and she's in school.
Okay, so she's 20 years old, but she's in school?
Mm-hmm. And I have a younger brother too.
Okay.
He's like,
What's his name?
his name is Felix Jr.
Felix Jr.?
He is, I believe, 13 years old
Okay.
already. Mm-hmm.
So, you're growing up here now. Is there like a certain time where you feel like you're kind of distant from your parents? Like, or, like that's not really your culture now, you're in a new culture, or no?
No, I never feel that way because I've always wanted to stay in touch with my culture, stay, just, I never want to feel that, the distance between cultures, not at all.
Okay, with other students in the same situation, do they feel the same way, or?
I
do
don't.
you think, or?
Maybe.
Not that they feel the same way, but.
Maybe they feel the same way.
Because I'm just saying, when I was growing up, there was like, at a certain point, we were still Puerto Rican, but we didn't feel the same. We were a different type of Puerto Rican because we were raised here.
It is
And
different.
and sometimes we were even kind of embarrassed of our parents,
Oh, no.
their dress and everything like that. I mean, it wasn't consciously,
Mm-hmm.
but looking back, reflecting back, we were actually embarrassed of our parents. They because of their accent and everything else. I mean, which we shouldn't be, but that's what happened. But at the same time, we were fighting for Puerto Rico. I mean, we're fighting in the street.
Yeah.
We're Puerto Ricans. We're fighting the Italians and Polish.
I never felt that way. What I did feel was that I guess the language barrier was the main thing that I guess could put us differently because my parents don't speak English at all.
Okay.
My dad understands it, but he doesn't. He has a fear of actually communicating, and I feel like he understands it. Yeah, because of his accent, I feel like he's more. Because his accent is heavy, he probably feels a little shy.
Mm-hmm. There's that feeling that my parents had to live.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an important issue because it lowers their self-esteem because of that.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to. We should stop here.
Okay.
But this is part one.
Okay. Part one.
Part one. So I'll just keep this one separate.
Alrighty.
So okay, Araceli, if you can tell me a little bit about how you feel about what's going on today with con los hispanos and the immigrant rights and all that. I mean, how do you feel personally? I mean, without being political or anything, just how do you feel about that? And what do you think can be done?
Personally, I just feel like we're going through a stage where immigrants are being misunderstood, and it's just, I feel like it could just be better in a way where people can, understand us better.
So what do you think that they don't understand about us?
Well, since a lot of people believe that.
Y los puertorriqueños están ahí también with that same problem.
Right.
Que no entienden.
I know. A lot of people believe that immigrants just come here and try to take other Americans, people's jobs, and that isn't the case. That isn't the mindset that immigrants come here for. They just want a better life for themselves and their family. And if people would understand that, then I feel like this issue wouldn't be as tough as it is right now.
Okay, but what do you tell people when they say you should do it the right way and you didn't come legal and and all that? What do you tell them about that?
Well, sometimes you just have to take the risk and you have to do stuff, the way that you can, even if it is the wrong way.
So where do you have to take those risks? What kind of risks? Why? What kind of risks are you talking about?
Risk as in you can lose your life while crossing the border.
Okay, but I mean risk. But I mean, why would you even risk that? What's going on back home that?
Because there's such poverty down, in those countries, and violence. Violence is really, really bad now. I mean, they feel like they have to flee from all that.
What kind of violence?
More, drug wars type of things, and not just that, but people are victimized, innocent people, so anyone can be a victim down there, even if you're not involved with that kind of stuff.
Okay, I think, I don't know if it was you that was explaining to me about victimized, about what does that mean? How are they victimized? Can you give me some examples of that?
Well, the government doesn't seem to be as strict in a way where they kind of, put away the bad. I don't know, it just seems kind of like, sometimes it seems like they're together with the crime. I've gone
The government's together?
Kind of. I've gone to Mexico, and the police down there, instead of you feeling safe, when they're around, you feel threatened and scared. That's how bad it is. You feel like if there's a lonely road and you're just driving through and you see a police car, you're more scared than feeling safe. You feel like
Why would you be afraid of a policeman? I mean, he's there to protect you. You pay taxes so he can protect you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're driving along a lonely road. Is it because you're a female, or is it for anybody?
No, it's for anyone, because there's so many stories and
what kind of
videos, situations that have occurred where there's, many police cars and shootings and stuff like that, and they're the ones. Seems like they're the bad guys a lot.
So you've seen a lot of videos where the police come in shooting? Yeah,
there was a case. How many? I don't remember how many students there were, but there were 40 43 or around 43 students that were kidnapped, and they say they were killed.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, they say they were killed. The parents don't want to believe that they were killed though, but and it was in Ayotzinapa, I believe, in Mexico. And well, they released videos of that situation, and there was a confrontation between police and the students, and then shooting, and then you couldn't see clearly, but you could tell that it was police cars, and then the students yelling like, stuff about them, saying that they were just letting them know that they were the ones causing the problem.
And the students were protesting the government?
Yes, they were protesting the government.
So you can't really go against the government then?
No, it doesn't. It seems like you can't, because if you do, then you end up dead, killed.
Okay. So, but if you're not involved with that, are you still afraid?
If I'm not involved with it,
With the students?
Yeah, right.
Or were you involved? Maybe you were.
If you're not involved with students, if you're not involved with drugs or anything, sure, you can. No, you still can't. You still can't feel safe, because it's like it's all over. It's just the government, I believe.
So the government in Mexico right now, and who's the president there? I don't even know.
Enrique Peña Nieto.
Okay, that's right. Okay, and so the government right now is not, has that gone on for years, or is that something new?
I mean, as a child, I've traveled and stuff. I mean, and maybe it's because I was a child. I was innocent. I didn't know much, but it seems like it's been rising. The crime and violence has been rising. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the crime. So does it have to do? I know that I read about it. And all I hear is about drug cartels fighting each other.
Yes.
But is the government involved with that, or are they trying to get rid of the drug cartels?
It's hard to say, oh yeah, they are involved, but we cannot help but to think sometimes when you see situations like that the government is with it.
I mean, you just had this guy escape, right?
El Chapo.
El Chapo?
Yes.
So is that normal?
It does not make sense to me how this happens, no. And it wouldn't make sense, I guess, if this happened in the U.S. I would just be so surprised. But since it happened in Mexico, when the news came out, I was like, oh no. I mean, I was expecting it. People were expecting it. It wasn't even a surprise anymore. Mexico does not have the highest quality of government, I would say.
Okay, so people are coming to the United States to flee the crime,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also coming because of poverty. Can you explain a little bit about what that poverty means in Mexico? I mean, poverty is different all over the world.
Right.
So what does it mean in Mexico? What is poverty?
I mean, poverty to the point where
How would you compare it to here?
Yeah, it's just way worse. It's to the point where you don't have clean water to drink. You have to find a way to get a source of water, and it's not clean the majority of the time. And if you do get a job somewhere, the pay is miserable. I don't recall what they told me they would earn a day, but it would be a couple of dollars worth for a whole day's worth of work.
So everybody pays for water, even if you rent?
It's different down there. I lived more, when I go visit my grandparents and stuff, they live more further away from the city and stuff.
In the country? Okay.
So I'm not sure how that works. If they pay, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Okay. But in the city, they pay for water.
I believe so, yeah.
And then you said it's hard to get water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and what are some of the other poverty things? It's hard to get water, what else?
You can't afford.
Are there jobs? What kind of jobs are there?
I mean, what I've heard of is like picking, vegetables and
There?
stuff down there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
about it, yeah.
So there's not a lot of factories or stores?
And maybe bigger areas, sure, but where my family's from, it's pretty small there, so.
So there's not that much?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so people come here, Do they just one day say, I'm going to go to the United States, but don't they hear the bad stories, or?
I was brought here, so honestly, I
Okay.
never made that decision.
Okay.
I don't know what the mindset is and how you plan that out. Like one day you're gonna wake up and say, I'm leaving. I don't know. Honestly, they probably just get tired of it, and I mean, I'm sure they plan it out. They have to plan it out
Yeah.
because it's such a risky trip. So
But your parents are family people. They're not criminals.
right.
And yet, the United States calls that a criminal act.
I don't think that's-
How do they call it in Mexico? How do they see it? The family people, how do they see it? Is it a criminal act, or how do they see it?
I don't think they see it as a criminal act
How,
at all.
how do they see it?
They must see it as trying to go find somewhere better for their family.
For the family.
Yeah, I think they see it as a positive thing.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah,
And just, they got to take some risks,
right.
and that's basically it, how they see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they get people here, when they get people and take them through the court system and deport them, send them back or whatever, and they go back to Mexico,
Yes.
how do the people over there look at that?
That hasn't happened to me, so
No, it hasn't happened. I mean, do you know anyone that happened to? What do the general population, how do the people that get sent back, are they seen as heroes, martyrs,
no,
criminals?
they're by the people there. They're not seen as none of that. No, not as criminals or anything. They just see them as an individual that they are trying to work hard.
Trying to work hard, so they just see them as hardworking
Yeah, and most likely they'll try to maybe go back one day.
people. So if I see them as hardworking people, I would be angry with the United States. Are they angry, or?
I see what you're saying.
Because these are your
Yeah.
co-patriots, from your country. These are people from your country, your brothers and sisters, and the United States is saying they're criminals and all that, illegals, whatever.
Right.
So that would get somebody angry? No?
I think it gets them upset because before you're deported, I feel like you have to stay, in some type of place like a jail or something.
Jail,
So like a
yeah.
criminal. So for the family in Mexico, they must feel upset, angry, and very, very sad because they know that person isn't a criminal and they're,
Right.
they're in that situation.
Yeah. All right. So they're sad and kind of frustrated.
Right.
Okay. What about people are separated, right, from each other, the brothers and sisters and all that.
Yes.
How do people feel about that? What do they say about that?
People are separated as in.
Do you see that as real? That would be, I'm separated from my sisters, but that's because we agreed to do that. You know what I'm saying? We chose to do that. But, when you're growing up, you're separated from your brother and sister. You kind of, like they're orphans or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well.
Did that happen to you?
Not really, no.
Okay.
That's why I'm not.
Anyone in your family?
That where they're separated
Right.
and they haven't seen each other for
Is that a common thing?
I think it is because when they come from Mexico, each person. Well, from my family, it seems like they decided where to go in the U.S. They take different turns. It could vary from family to family because other families decide to come all together and stay in one, state altogether. But like me and my sister growing up, we're still here. We're both in the same city and everything, so we're pretty close still.
So you're okay because you came together.
Yes.
Okay. I lost my train. I thought I was thinking. Okay, so so you're kind of together, but other people are kind of separate. Oh, Who comes here? What class of people come here the most from Mexico? Are they middle class? Are they working people? Are they from the farms, peasants? Or
Yes, from the farms mainly.
mainly from
Because,
the
like I
farms?
said, the pay is terrible.
The
So,
pay of the vegetables and all that is
yeah,
terrible.
so their motivation is to come to earn better, to better their family.
So the pay there is terrible. So they don't mind coming here and working the fields
Right, because it's better pay.
because it's better pay, and nobody in the United States wants to work the fields.
Correct.
So they should be glad. Well, actually, some growers are glad that they do come.
Right.
Of course, some of them don't pay taxes. That's probably why.
Right.
So they have their own. Because there's what are some of the incidents that happen to some of the people that come from the country, from the fields there to work here in the fields? I mean, today, because I heard, at one point I was hearing years ago that sometimes the farmers themselves, the growers, instead of paying them, would call the police on them, immigration, so they wouldn't have to pay them. Have you heard something like that, or?
Not in great detail, but I've.
Or other abuses? Have you heard any abuses?
See, I was a child
Okay.
when all that was going on. I never actually, besides, I actually did, work in the fields for a little bit, but I was a child.
So you worked too as a child with your family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because your family is from the country, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't recall. I don't
So
recall.
did they work here in the fields or there in the fields?
Here.
Oh, they came here to work in the fields too, and there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you don't have any memories of that, right?
Not really.
Okay.
I was too young.
So we were talking about you were a student here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you going to school with other Mexicanos, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what do they say? What are some of their opinions? Or are they just partying and trying to get a,
No, I mean,
or do they
everything.
get passionate about this?
Everything got serious when I hit senior year, like I mentioned before. Because senior year, you had to apply to all these colleges. You're worried about getting into a college, getting accepted. And others didn't just have that to worry about, but you had to worry about your legal status and say, is it even worth it, me applying? Because in the end, I can't even, do anything with my degree because I'm not legal. I had a few friends in that situation.
So they went to senior year and dropped out?
No, honestly, like I talked
But they
about
thought
it.
about it. Why should I go to college?
Right, they did think about it. They did.
But they didn't drop out?
They didn't drop out, no.
Okay, that's good. But some people might have dropped out.
There could be, instances.
Even going all the way to senior year. I mean,
I do remember a few that instead of staying here, they just went to Mexico. I think it was just they were motivated enough to think, okay, maybe there is a way out and I can become something of myself here. Instead, they went back to Mexico, and I've seen that they did go to college over there and stuff.
Okay, so they did go to college in Mexico when they went there.
Mm-hmm.
And so are they doing pretty good? Have you kept contact with them? Or?
We've grown distant, but, from social media and stuff, it looks like they're doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the social media, then you stay in contact that way,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yes.
Okay. So what is in your future?
In my future, I feel like I've met a lot of my goals, but I still want to keep making more for myself and, be a good mother and a good daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you have how many children?
2.
2.
Yes.
¿Y cuántos años tiene otra vez?
4 years old, my little boy, and a 1-year-old.
Did we get their names on the other end?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. What's their names again? Just in case.
Antonio and Angeli.
Okay, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your future is raising your family, I mean your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so the typical Do you have a home? Have you owned a home yet? Or?
Yeah, we own our home.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you already got your dream house, and that's the same as any other American.
Right.
That's your future. Okay.
Hmm.
But personally, do you have any other? Are you planning to go to more school or anything like that, or no?
It is in my, I've been thinking about it. I want to go to get my master's degree, but maybe later, when the kids are older. Yeah.
Were you telling me that you were trying to get your husband to go to school?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or?
Yes, and the other one, we were saying that because his work conditions are different. He has to work extra long hours and all day, every day, seems like. So I feel like if he goes to school, he could, have an
Life would be a
option.
little easier for him.
Right.
Something like that. But right now, he just is not thinking about that.
Well, he did enroll. He enrolled, and hopefully he'll start, I believe, it later this month.
Okay, all right. In August, okay. In junior college or regular?
At GRCC.
GRCC,
Mhm.
okay, all right. I mean, I went there. Okay, what about your parents? What's their future? What are they doing? They're living with you or?
No, we don't live together. They live in their own
Own
house.
place?
Yeah.
But what are their plans?
I think
They're just trying to deal with their status too.
no, we're all good. We're all
Mhm.
good. Well, I feel like they're in a different stage than me. So, but honestly, I think their goal is to keep working hard and have enough money to retire and move back to Mexico. I think that's their dream.
Retire and go back to Mexico, which
Yeah.
is the immigrants. My parents were the same way.
Yeah.
It took them 28 years, but then they went back to Puerto
Right.
Rico. Okay, so they still are like, because they're first generation,
Mm-hmm.
they want to retire and raise enough money,
Mhm.
save enough money, and then go back home.
Yes.
So that means they're sacrificing where they live
Yes.
instead of spending a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're trying to make a nice house and
Yes.
they're just trying to, just pay the bills
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to spend. Is that correct or am I
Correct.
words?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's more people like them. Okay, so I mean, have they talked about their dreams? What are their dreams besides going back to Mexico? Do they have homes there?
Oh well, yeah, they are. They purchased a property a couple of years ago,
Okay.
or recently, and they're trying to build a house down there. So I
Okay,
feel
so
like
they purchased some land.
they are trying to raise enough money to, build their home where they will be living at when they retire.
Near the rest of their family.
Yes.
Okay. And their family's pretty big. Do you have a lot of uncles and aunts, or
Yes, in Mexico, yeah.
about how many? About
Let's see, probably like, I don't know, I would say 10 down there.
10 uncles and aunts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But your interest is not to go back.
No, because I never really lived there. I mean, I was born there and I lived there maybe 2-3 years.
Because you came when you were 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, well, I came here when I was 4, so I lived there probably like 3 years or so. Mm-hmm.
You like it, but you just can't. Have you ever gone back?
I've gone back, but I just don't think I could adapt to
Well, what's the longest that you went back?
a month.
That's it. Okay, so you really didn't go back because that's just like
It's just
like
visiting.
a tourist. Visiting.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically you came when you were 3 or 4, and this is your country basically.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, you're Mexicana, I'm proud.
Right, of course.
But this is your country. I mean, this is where
I know more of this country, honestly.
You know more
I
of
feel.
this country.
Yeah, but I do. I'm proud of being Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your intentions are basically to stay here, and there's other. What about your sister?
My sister, yeah,
Did we get your sister's name?
I'm not sure.
Go ahead. What's your sister's
My
name?
sister's name is Sonia.
Sonia?
Uh-huh.
Okay, my daughter's name is Sonia.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay. So Sonia, what is her plans? What's she thinking about?
Well,
You're guessing because you're
I'm not sure all the way, but I think she's trying to. Well, she just finished her associate's degree, I believe,
Mhm.
so I'm pretty sure she's trying to find a job now. She said maybe she'll go back later for her bachelor's, but right now she's trying to get a full-time job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, what are some final thoughts?
Well, I guess I want to talk a little bit about the program that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the majority of my job is to work with seniors, with the senior program. Since I'm a community services assistant here, I help them out. I feel like I help them out a lot in different ways. I connect them to resources. I help them, with interpretation or translation.
What kind of resources?
Resources, like if I see that they are in need of, if they express to me that they would like to live somewhere else or something, then I try to find the connections or, fill out the appropriate applications for them to try and move to a different place.
Because you're working with migrant workers too.
I do work with migrants also,
Okay.
but that's separate.
From the senior program?
Yeah, it's separate.
Okay.
I do the senior
But
program.
the senior program, in case they want to live somewhere else, so you help them look for senior housing?
Right, and then many of them have DHS cases, like
Okay.
food assistance or Medicaid or stuff like that. So many times, a lot of the letters that they receive are in English, and most of our seniors don't speak English. So I'm there as, a guide.
So you help them with their paperwork and in terms of translating?
Correct. Yes, they bring me their paperwork, and I inform them of what it is and what action that should be taken, and I help them fill out any paperwork and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And what other services does the program provide?
Well,
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, what I'm saying, what other?
We have a commodities program for food, where they are provided a box of food every month.
Okay.
And
to help them get by.
Right.
Because a lot of them are on Social Security, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Mainly, I would say 95% of them are on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do that, and if they ever need help with their utilities, such as gas, electric, or water, if they're against shut off or past due, I help them with that. We have funds for that.
Okay.
So that helps them. And we have a transportation program called RideLink.
Okay.
So then I help them sign up for that.
How does that work?
RideLink, we start out by filling out an application for them, and we fax that out to the office, and they basically take the seniors, if they have a doctor's appointment, if they have to go grocery shopping, because sometimes the seniors do have not kids, but their own children, but since they're in that stage where they're busy adults, they don't have time to take their mother or their father out to doctor's appointments, and many of them have very frequent appointments. So this
when
program,
you get older, you get a lot.
right. So there's a lot of this program helps a lot of our seniors. Yes, and they would have to call maybe a week in advance. So just to make sure. Yes.
But they get picked up in their house and taken back.
Right.
Okay.
And then they could provide a $2 donation, but that's optional. So
Okay.
it's better than riding the public transportation.
What kind of activities do they participate in during the day? In that?
Yes, we have a congregate meals program where they sign up to eat a meal here, and then while the food is cooking and all that, they get here around maybe 10:30. So, and food is served around 12. So in between that time, they play, dominoes or bingo, and there are exercise programs on Wednesdays.
Regular bingo or Spanish bingo?
Loteria. Spanish,
Spanish
yeah.
lingual.
So
Is that legal? When I was growing up, that was illegal.
was that?
Yeah.
Well, they don't do it with
No,
money.
but in here it's different. But it's not for money.
No,
That's
it's just for
Our
fun.
families were doing it for money. I mean, it was only a
It was like
quarter.
gambling.
Yeah, it was gambling, but because they didn't pay taxes, it was illegal.
I didn't know that. Okay.
But they didn't know. They're just playing bingo
Right,
for a quarter
just
and
to play.
with the family, and that's with the family.
Yeah.
But here, but they like. I know they like Loteria because that's the Spanish bingo.
Oh, it's funny how much they love that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then any prizes though or anything?
No.
Candy or anything?
No,
They don't like candy. Yeah.
Well, so a lot of them are diabetic, so.
Oh yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
Candy.
They just do it for fun, to pass the
But that's
time.
good that they play Loteria. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, and they do the exercises on Wednesdays.
So they have an exercise program.
Right, provided from the YMCA. So
No, the YMCA. So you work with other agencies
Right,
like the YMCA. And
YMCA.
they come and they send people in, or
Yes.
or they pick them up.
No, a person comes here, and
Oh.
then the seniors gather in one of the meeting rooms,
And they just do exercise. Right?
yeah, they have the music loud, and I mean, the person might bring equipment, but not too big. Maybe like some type of stretchy material to do some exercises.
And you have a lot of seniors. I mean, it's pretty packed in here.
They say we had way more than this.
Way more than
This is the least that they've had.
What's about how many on average a day, a week, or whatever?
Let's see. Well, I don't have my list. I don't remember. Maybe 45.
45 a day?
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Any special days that we have?
Oh yeah, we have it's a special day to recognize the Hispanic seniors.
Okay.
And we recently had it a couple of months ago. It was my first time attending. And it was pretty nice. They award each senior for, participating in the program. And they have a little section where the seniors get to participate in the program and and talk about where they're from and do a little fashion show of how cultural attire, what they wear on special occasions
from their country.
Right.
Okay.
So it's very fun, and then they have the food. That was very good. Yeah.
Now, how long have you been working here?
Only about 4 months.
Okay.
I just started.
Is there how do you feel about working here?
It's I feel very good because it's very different from my other job. I used to work at the Department of Human Services, which is right upstairs.
Okay.
But I was in charge of around 650 cases,
Okay.
and that was a very rushed type of environment where you
Well,
had to.
how was that? What are you talking about then? How was the Department of Human Services work?
It was very intense.
Okay.
Intense is what I would describe it as.
And did you have to kick people off?
What do you mean?
Did you have to kick some people off because they're not following
Oh, all the time, yes.
all the time? So how did you feel about that?
A simple report that wasn't turned in could be a cause to close the case. But
Just a simple report if they don't report.
right, but it's just
on
that
time, they don't send it on time. And these are not college people.
right,
So they're not used to reporting.
right. So
Right.
I mean, I could see how difficult it could be.
Right.
Um,
But now you're looking at it from the other side. You're the case manager. And
I
this
am.
person did not bring in their report. Your boss is going to get angry with you.
well,
How do you see it?
we have due dates. So if we don't have that report in by that due date, we have to close it.
Yes.
There's no way around it. So I was on the other side back in my day. I was on food assistance and I was on Medicaid.
So you saw both sides.
But then I was on the caseworker side.
So then you didn't feel no compassion.
No, I did.
When you
Of
when you had the
course.
case.
I did. I tried to help.
Joke.
I tried to help them as much as I could, but sometimes there was individuals that I don't know.
They're
they
hard-headed.
yeah, they didn't, and they did not want to own up to.
Or they just, they just we're not serious about getting their life together, I guess.
Right,
And
yes, it could be that.
so sometimes you gotta make them go through those changes.
Right. I mean, because they're, honestly, I mean, if you've been on assistance, you know how things go. You get used to it. You know you have to turn this in at a certain time. And there are letters that go out to you and indicate to you what you have to do. So.
Well, I was an assistant, but I never got along with the case manager. But
I know.
Well, I mean, they have to play. You got to run the system. You got to have some kind of a, you know, some kind of laws and rules and stuff like that.
Right.
But overall, you got 650 people, did you feel like you're helping them, or was it just a job for you? How did you see it?
I knew I was helping them in the long run, but it was a type of job where you would just get applications every second, and you were just trying to get by and get these through, and you couldn't even see the people as people. You had to kind of see them as a number, like this is case number, this and that. I mean, and I didn't like that. I wanted to, you know, see the individual, talk to them, know that I'm there and actually care for them and stuff. That's the difference.
That's how you would improve things.
Right.
Because anything can be improved.
And
so,
there, I mean, honestly.
But then you don't have time to do your
You don't have time. So the problem is that there are way too many cases per person, and that just can't be fixed because they laid off more people. So, and that's why, I mean, I don't work there anymore because they laid.
That's why you're not working there, because they laid you off.
Me off, along with about 30 other individuals, because there was a budget cut.
Okay. All right.
But so far, I really like this job. It's different.
Okay. So this job is different. Why?
Because I am in contact with the client more on a more personal level, where I'm a little more calm and I'm able to, you know, talk to them better. It's not as rushed. So.
Okay.
I mean, I did enjoy my job at DHS. It just was hard to pay as much attention as you would like to one case because of the amount of cases that you were in charge of.
Okay.
Right.
Any other future thoughts?
Well, I'm trying my best to recruit more seniors to our program because I feel like we can grow more. And
there's some changes going on now or something, or the structure with, I don't want to mention the person's name, but I mean, I was talking with someone before, and they're not here anymore.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, well.
So are you going to be moving into a different position, or?
Not me. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna work, because there was another worker like me, but that person has retired or something.
Okay.
So they're gonna bring in another person, and so I will be in charge of helping them, you know, training them. Yeah. And then.
So you're not moving up, you're just staying in your position, and they're gonna hire someone else.
Yes, they are. And so maybe things will be a little more easier, because right now, since my supervisor isn't here at the time, she's out on a leave. So it's a little bit intense.
Is that the person that left? Your supervisor?
No.
Okay, it's a different person.
Yeah, the person that left has the same title as me.
Okay.
So they're looking for another person right now. Yeah, so once that person comes, I think it'll be better. Right now things are good, just a little bit, you know, hectic, yeah, because it's just me and it's all those seniors and stuff, but it's going okay.
Anything you want to make sure, because this is going to be, if we put it in the library, which we're working on it, it's going to be on forever. So your kids, when they're growing up, they're going to hear your story. Anything you want to leave them with? When eventually they get to the library and check it out.
Right.
Which could be in school in a few years.
Right. Well, I just
What do you want to tell your kids about who you are? Who's Aracelis?
at present time I am, an individual whose passion is to help others, and makes me happy to know that I've helped people out in a way where sometimes they don't know where to go, and then to see their face of relief that I was able to assist them with something to me that seems simple, but to them seems like it was just, the most that the most help that they could receive.
Okay, so Aracelis is someone who helps people, like enjoys it, helping people, and but who else? Who is Aracelis? Who else?
I'm also I consider myself a hardworking mother, because I work hard to be able to provide to my family, and also, try to keep up on everything and with my kids and with work. So.
Okay, so you're a caring person that likes to help people, hard worker,
Yes.
mother. Well, who's Aracelis?
Well, just.
Well, that's the last time I asked. So who's that?
Well, I consider myself a normal, Mexican American person, just trying to make a difference in the community. I like to make a difference in people's lives, like I mentioned before, and I like to see improvement. So working in this program makes me feel that way, so hopefully I can continue growing and learning, because I'm learning a lot in just a few months, so I can't imagine how much I'll keep learning in the next coming years.
Well, I want to thank you because you are definitely helping us with this project, and that's helping to make a difference, like you're saying.
Okay.
If anything else, if not anything else, what is that it?
Yeah, that's
All right,
it.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're
Yes.
welcome.